So we're back again with the Sansui. I've got it working, as you saw in the previous video, but the reason I've decided to do this video, and there will be one more as well, because I thought I've done fixing it, but let's make it really, right. There are a few things that have been botched or are not quite right, so let's really make it a good little receiver. So what you see in here is I'm actually changing the capacitors for the other channel. If you remember, I did the one side, but now I'm changing the other side. And they were reading just the same as well, so they needed changing, and it doesn't hurt anyway. But I wanted all the capacitors to be matching, so there was no unevenness. Is that a word? So nothing was uneven, then let's put it like that. One of the other things I said I was going to do is put a fusible resistor back in its place, because if you remember, the fusible resistor had popped, and just to test it I used a standard resistor, and I said that was only to test. I wasn't going to leave it that way, and I had no intention of leaving it that way. So I'm putting the fusible resistor in now, and that will then match up with the rest of them. As you can see, all matching lovely. Told you we seem to be going all in on this one. Right, another thing I want to address is these resistors here. Okay, the emitter resistors. Now, as you can see, this one, I don't want to use the word botch, but it is a bit of a botch. It's a bit of a hack, but it's an understandable one, because these are like rocking horse poo, hen's teeth, or whatever thing you can say to make out that they are rare, because they are rare. So the way to fix that is to do something like this, which it works, as you've clearly seen. It doesn't look great. That's the issue. And that's the issue I want to try and address. And I'm going to try and address it with these. So basically, there's two resistors in here. There's 3 legs, 2 resistors. So one there, and they meet in the middle. Yeah, just like this. That's all this is doing. Exactly the same. Yeah. But if I do it with these, both sides, it's going to look uniform and neat. That's the idea anyway. Whether that's what comes about. Right. Right, so let's take this one out first. I need to get some more chip quick, by the way things are going. I absolutely love this stuff. So I'm going to put my fan on. Let's see if I can get that out of there now. There he is. Here we are. So like I say, it's crude, but it works. So even though it looks crap, it's a fix, and I admire that rather than throwing the unit out because of that, to be perfectly honest with you. So I've got an idea bumbling in my head. Whether it works or not is always, oh, there they are, they're in. It's always, whether it works or not is always the key. So rather than thinking there's one there and one there, That one here. We got that one like that. We put that one. Wrap that around it, I guess. I'll solder that in a sec then. That one there, that one there. And the centre one's got to go. There we are. That's alright actually. So if I get them two soldered together now, and I can solder them in. That's a nice job. I like that. Let's solder these in now. Then I'll test it, make sure it's working, and if it works, I'll change the other side so they match. So as long as that works, doesn't that look better? I think it does anyway. I'm really happy with that. That looks a lot better, in my opinion. So we're going to do the other side. Now, a lot of people are moaning and groaning saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with that one, you should have left it there. But, you know, it doesn't look the same. So to me, that bothers me. What I'll do then is I'll put it in my little tub, and it's a spare then if ever I need one going forward. Yeah, I'm well happy with that. Right, moment of truth again. Let's see where we are. Turn the volume down a bit.
Get free entry details and all the rules for this global network competition at hard.co.uk.
Very happy with that. So that's the next job done. So another thing I want to look at today is I put this transistor in the way it needed to be put in. But okay, I made this fit, but then I got thinking, is this the correct one? You know, they've put it in wrong. There's been some shoddy soldering, so I better check. And yeah, it's not a good match. Not for that one, sorry. It's not a good match. So here's these two, but here. Okay, so that's the A726. That's the original. And they've put in a BC, I can't remember what it is, BC 980 or something like that. Or 860, I'll check it out when I take it out. Which isn't a good match for that. So I've got two to replace both with. And these are a good match. Now these are 960s, A960s. So what we'll do first is we'll get this one out. I'll take a look. So it's these three here. Base collector, emitter. Put the there we are. Take this out now. So it is actually a, where am I? PC 560. I knew there was an 8 in there somewhere. Right. So these ones, which is an A970, opposite in terms of this one, because that's base collector emitter, and this is emitter collector base. So all we have to do is put it in upside down. That's the emitter there. So base collector emitter. So like this. Like that. That's it. Get the soldering down. Oh God, I really need to tidy this bench. Oh, the problem is I gotta make sure now, because I had to do some repairs here, didn't I? Oh, it's going to be really tricky to get that out of there. Might have got it, mate. Let's see. No, I don't know. There we are. Yes, it's gone through the part. Lovely. So I can bend that up here now. Bend that over there. There. So what I need to do now is trim a little bit off on that bottom one. There we are. Trimmed the wrong bloody one there, haven't I? Dickhead. So there, and there. Put a nice bit of flux on because I don't want this struggling. Right, let's get some solder on there now. Nice, that is. Very nice. And that is. Come on, that's it. Lovely. Excellent. I'm happy with that. Lovely. Right, test once again. Obviously I can't test this phono stage yet, because it's got to go downstairs for that. But we can put it on phono. Just see if anything starts smoking, firing, or shooting flames. But no, everything looks good. Everything looks good. Brilliant. This is really starting to take shape. I'm really happy with this one. So, I'll do a quick update on this one, but then next steps to change the speaker terminals once the parts donor arrives. And I want to sort the rust out that's on the front. And we can go from there then. Happy days.